Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to you. You're watching Encounter. We have a very special guest today, Kevin Gaskell. He has led the iconic brands Porsche, Lamborghini and BMW. He is known as one of the UK's top 40 leaders. Kevin Gaskell, thank you very much for being with us in the studios of the MBC.
Thank you for the invitation.
You're also a businessman, you're a strategist, you're a motivational speaker. Apart from that, you practice a lot of sports. You play in a rock band. You've practiced cricket on an international level. You've climbed the highest mountains in the world. I'm just out of breath saying all this. And you've even walked to the North and South Poles with your son. Mm-hmm. How do you do all this?
Because I don't play golf. No, look, I believe that you can achieve a lot of things if you focus on the project. You know, I currently run 7 companies. In my spare time, yes, I play in the rock band. That's fantastic relaxation. But the adventures I've done since I was very young. I started climbing mountains when I was probably 11 or 12 years old. I grew up in North Wales where we had a lot of mountains, and at the weekend we would go and climb the hills. And that just kind of grew, and then you go on to bigger adventures, and then with Matt, my son, yeah, we've walked to the poles, and we've done various other things, and you just fit them in. I mean, there are 24 hours in a day, 7 days in a week, and if you plan it carefully, you fit them in. And sadly, I don't watch TV, so sorry about that.
Well, it's not a bad thing. But you mentioned you seem to be very close to nature. I know you're on a very tight schedule in Mauritius at this moment, but during your next visit, do climb our mountains. It's beautiful. We have beautiful scenery. It's very peaceful. And from the top of the mountains, you can see the turquoise beaches.
No, it looks beautiful.
You will definitely love it. From experience, you will definitely love it. But let's get back to business. Kevin, you're also the author of the book Inspired Leadership. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to ask you what's in the book, but just give us a gist of what inspired you to write the book.
You know, I've been running businesses. I've been a leader of businesses for 25 years. And a lot of people ask me, how do you do this? How have you taken businesses of teams of ordinary people and achieve extraordinary results? You know, we've grown businesses at 500%, 800% per annum. And it's an approach that I've developed with a bunch of people over some time. And I keep being asked, can you put it in a book? Can we take the process? Can we learn from you? And so I've compressed 25 years of learning into 250 pages. And it's the book is designed to be able to give to any manager or leader to say, here, take this. It's a process. It's a coaching manual, if you like. It allows you to take a business and develop and grow that business, or develop and grow yourself. And I've woven through the manual some research statistics. So this is what I say, this is what Harvard Business School says, so put those two together. I've put in the stories from my business career, when it went right and when it went wrong, and what we did about it. And then just to keep people entertained and interested, I've shown a few pictures of some of the adventures, and people can see that actually planning to climb one of the world's highest mountains is a project in itself. You know, when you get on the mountain, that's the easy bit. It's the 2 years preparation and the project planning that's the difficult part, and it's all in there.
Please correct me if I'm wrong. You were 32 when you became the CEO of Porsche, and you had already worked for a few years at the company.
That's correct.
So from what I gathered, the company was in an already very difficult situation when you became CEO at 32. Please tell us, how bad was it? But most importantly, I want to know, how did you turn things around? Because people tend to know you a lot from turning around difficult situations and achieving growth of 100, 200, 400, 800% within a few years.
Yes.
So please tell us a bit more.
You know, Porsche was a very difficult situation. I'd been there for 5 years, and I'd watched the business start to unravel. It had started to get in a very difficult situation. The market had changed, and strategically we'd lost our position. And I was asked to run the business, which I was surprised by. I think the truth is nobody else wanted to do it. We had lost 90% of our sales. We had 3 years unsold inventory. In terms of customer satisfaction, of 31 brands in the marketplace, we were number 31.
So you were the last place. You're
place.
basically going, that's going out of business.
And we were going out of business. And the press were saying very difficult, very aggressive things about the company. You know, we were the symbol of a failed economy at that point. It was deep in recession. And we had to look at ourselves and say, how are we going to take this business forward? What are we going to do? Because we're very proud of the brand we represent. And so we have to think in a different way. And that's what we did. We took the business completely to pieces. We got the team together, and we recognized the passion and the pride within the team and said, we are not going to be the people behind the steering wheel of this great brand when it goes off the road. So let's put our intelligence together, let's put our creativity together, and let's approach the market in a different way. And that's what we did.
So what was the first thing you did then?
The first thing I did was cut the cost base, because we just couldn't afford the cost base. But the second thing, and we did that within a week. I mean, we were making decisions very, very quickly. The second thing we did was plan where we were going. So we got a lot of the team in different sections together and said, how can we make this better? What can we do? What does success look like for this brand again? And we started to dream about what we could be. And I talk about dreams because you've got to take the boundaries away. People talk about incremental change. You know, we'll get better bit by bit by bit. Not fast enough, guys. You'll be out of business by then. So we said, where could we imagine being? Somebody said, what about the top half of the market? And somebody else said, what about the top 5? And then somebody, and I generally don't remember who it was, because we talked to everybody in the business, said, we should be number 1. Guys, why should we not be number 1 in customer satisfaction? And that's what we focused on. We did not focus on the numbers. My view is, get better and bigger will come. And so we absolutely focused on getting better. And everything we did within the business was written against a simple plan, one-page plan of how to create amazing customer service. And we included our dealers, we got everybody together, we talked as one team. We then included the customers. We invited the customers to come and see us, come and talk to us, come backstage. Come and see what this business is really about. Let us show you the fantastic engineering. And then we built together to create something that was of a different level. Within 4 years, we'd gone from being number 31 to being number 1. And we'd gone from having 3 years inventory of unsold cars to having a 1-year forward order bank. And we'd gone from being all but bust to being the most profitable business in the motor industry.
So what do you reckon was the problem 4 years before?
The problem was a lack of strategy. The business had lost its way in terms of strategy. It was about sell, current product, but nobody was thinking about where the market was going or what we needed to have in the marketplace to maintain our position. And we'd become separated from the customer's expectations. We'd become greedy in pricing. Price strategy was wrong. And we just lost sight of our customer needs. You know, nobody needs to buy a Porsche. It's not, you don't buy a Porsche for transportation. You're buying an experience. You're buying into a brand experience. And we needed to get back to that point. We needed to make people feel really, really special when they invested in one of our products. And that's what we focused on.
I'm guessing these kind of principles or the kind of approach and attitude works in all businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, today I have 7 companies. Not one of those is automotive. I'm not involved in the automotive industry anymore. I have technology businesses, I have marketing businesses, I have a gardening company, I have network, broadband businesses. We apply the same process in every single one of our companies. We've had one company this year grow at 800%. It's not a startup, this is a mature business. But when I talk about growing a business, I say
800% in a mature business.
800% in a mature business. Because we'd leveled, we'd kind of plateaued, and we sat down and said, how can we do this differently? Let's think about how we do this differently. And so we took away the limits. And I say to people, take the limitations away. Take the limitations away. And that's what we've done.
So when you gather people around for decision making, I'm going back to the Porsche situation.
Yep.
You had a cluster of people with you. So when you had to take decision, strategize how you would go forward, it would be a group decision? Would it be from the top in terms of a pyramid going down? Or was it everyone together?
Look, everybody, I believe, is at least 5% genius. Everyone's got a piece of genius in them somewhere. So my job is not to be a genius. My job is to be a genius creator. And I'll be a genius creator by pulling all these bits of geniuses together, and I've got my little bit, and I put my little bit in, and we work together to create a new way forward. So it's very open conversation, very open discussion. I'm just one of the team. In that room, I'm one of the team. And you know, in another business, I was running a boat company. We had to reset, transform this boating company. We were building boats. I don't know how to build a boat. I haven't got a clue. I don't even know how to sail a boat. But I had 1,000 boat builders. So who knows how to improve that process? Not me, but they do. So what we do within our businesses is we create the opportunity for everybody to contribute their ideas. We create the opportunity for people to have an input. And from that, we build a very simple plan. We call it a 1,000-day plan. We have a 1,000-day plan, which is based on the big blocks that we have to change in the business. And then everybody understands their part in it. People are incredible. You give people an opportunity to contribute, and they will contribute. Let them see the difference they make, and they will contribute. And so everything I do is about inspiring people in the team to be incredible.
So from what you're saying is being able to create the ideal mindset for everyone to work together, but also have a good, clear, concise communication of what everyone has to do and what is expected from everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. It needs to be simple. We make it really simple. It's a one-page plan. It goes on the wall. Everywhere in the business, it's on the wall. No secrets. We don't hide it away in some boardroom somewhere or in some big file. No, no, no. It's on the wall. It's simple. Everybody can see it. This is what we're going to do. And by the way, you own that piece, and I own that piece, and you own that piece. That's our job.
Everyone contributes towards you would call it the 1,000 days.
1,000-day plan.
1,000-day plan. How often would you meet for the 1,000-day plan? I mean, is it like a series of small projects? Is it a full 500 and 500 days? Tell us how you break it down a bit.
Well, what we do is we prioritize very carefully. So when you look at transforming a business or a team or your career or whatever the big project is, you can make a list of 1,000 things to do. And the truth is, only the top 20 will make a big difference. So we try to get very precise about what we're going to focus on. The rest, we put to one side. We don't deal with it now. That top part is our 1,000-day plan. We break that 1,000-day plan into 50-day pieces, but we encourage people to be included and involved. So we speak about it very openly. We will meet weekly, we'll meet monthly, and we'll talk about this stuff. But it's an open conversation because it's not that we're running the business and doing the plan. The plan is the business. That's all we do. And I repeat the point. We focus on getting better and bigger will come.
So basically 20 priorities, 50 days per priority, that's a 1,000-day plan.
Roughly. Doesn't quite work like that because you have others in parallel, but we kind of make it that simple.
It's like you're setting the goalposts, you see how you want to go through it.
Yeah, and we let everybody in the business see. You know, whether we've got 1,000 people or 2,000 people, we let everybody in the business see where we're going.
Oh, that's fantastic. Then after Porsche, after turning Porsche around, you have moved on to BMW.
Yep, I was invited to go run BMW, which is a very different kind of challenge.
Because it was already a big company.
Big business.
I'm guessing cash flow is not a problem.
No, cash flow was not a problem. It was a big business, it was very successful, but we had kind of...
But you have competition.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody wants a BMW driver.
Especially in Germany with many other brands around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Toyota, Lexus, Jaguar, Audi, all these guys wanted the BMW driver. So we had strong competition. And what I could see was that we'd kind of lost a vision of where we could move to. We'd become a fashion brand, we were very comfortable, and I came in and started to ask some challenging questions. And you know, some people were very uncomfortable with that and didn't understand why we needed to change. And I tried to explain that if we didn't change, then our competitors would pass us.
So you tend to, I wouldn't say procrastinate, but when you get into a comfort zone, you kind of enjoy the comfort zone.
Yeah, businesses slow down. They become very comfortable.
So without knowing, without I mean, you wouldn't even realize when your competitors have gone ahead of you in the game, and so that's why it was important to shake things at BMW.
Yeah, give things
then.
a little bit of a shake, a little bit of a challenge, and ask ourselves again, what does success look like? Where could we be? And I inherited a business plan where we were going to grow this business at 3 to 4% per annum. And to a lot of companies, they kind of think that's okay. And I always argue, well, it's okay, but it's not, because your competitors will pass you at that point. And so what I want to talk to people about is, how do we achieve a fundamental change in the business? How do we move ahead of the competitors again? And so we asked some piercing questions. And we looked at what the market was saying about our brand. We'd become a fashion brand. We looked at ourselves. Did we have really clear plans in place for development, for geographical expansion, for our people development? And the answer was, no, we didn't really. We kind of had some fuzzy ideas. And so we made it very crisp. We built a 1,000-day plan, made it very crisp, let everybody see where we were going, and we had astonishing results.
Kevin, you're already behind many companies, but you must have started somewhere. And over here, I can definitely tell that people, most of the people are entrepreneurs. Everyone would like to own a business. I mean, who wouldn't want to be the owner of their own businesses? If you had to give a few tips of how to start, what are the basic principles that you would probably adopt to be in the right timeline?
My basic principle is, what is it that you're passionate about? Because going to work is hard work. And if it's not fun every day, then it becomes very hard work. So I always say to people, what are you passionate about? You want to run a business, don't do it for money. The money will come if you're successful. But don't say, I want to be this because there's a lot of money in it. What is it that you wake up in the morning with a burning desire to achieve? And so I talk to people about that. And people have some software engineers, and some people who design cars, and some people who want to be a dance instructor, and whatever it is, doesn't matter. The process is the same. Begin with your passion.
What if they don't know what they're passionate about?
Well, then we would sit and talk about it. It will come out. It will come out.
There must be something that they like.
Yeah, there must be something. There is something that people are interested in. And, you've got to find the market opportunity to go with it. But that's a conversation. And usually when I talk to businesses, I get invited these days to go and help companies to regenerate. And we sit and we talk. And we try to get to the real center, the heart of what is their passion. What is it that this business is there designed to do? The boating company I spoke about had gone through 10 years of losses. And when I talked to the guys in the factory, I asked them what it was that they were passionate about. And they said, we want to build the world's best motor yachts. That's it. And I said, why don't you? They said, because. And they gave me every excuse and every reason. I said, right, so take those excuses and reasons away. What's to stop us now? I give you permission. Build the world's best boats. Now let's work out how to do it.
So did you have to build it?
Yeah, I mean, we were building boats. We had 7 factories manufacturing big boats. Our biggest boat would retail for about $5 million. So these were big boats. We'd lost our way. The guys on the floor knew how to build great boats, but they felt they were being impeded by management and a lack of strategy and. So we turned it the other way around. And we said, right, let's get better and bigger will come. Let's get back to building what it is that you're passionate about.
And the rest will follow.
And the rest will follow. And this was a business that had gone through 10 years of losses, and in 14 months, the business went back into profit, and people were smiling.
Well, if you had gone 10 years without making profit, I'm guessing cash flows was a problem.
Oh, it was a real problem.
So how do you go around building building boats in 7 factories?
Well, you see, the challenge then is you have to get investors to believe in the plan. And we needed to raise capital into the business.
So you were selling a dream?
We were selling a dream. But you have to be able to back that dream with, here's the plan. Here's the 1,000-day plan that's going to allow us to achieve a return on your capital. So I think you'd like to invest in this business, and that's what we did.
So it's like putting on your poker face and selling a dream?
No, you put on a smile and sell the dream. Don't put on a poker face. You smile.
Because the product was genuine as it was.
The product was genuine. The product was good, but it wasn't great. And we knew we could turn it into a great product.
Kevin Gaskell, I still have many more questions to ask you, but unfortunately we have come to the end of this episode. So thank you very much for being with us. And,
thank you.
Of course, and we'll catch you again in the next episode.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this episode of Encounter. Catch us again next week for the second part of Encounter with Kevin Gaskell.